Howdy, howdy. Welcome to Pizza Dough Stretching 201. Oh, maybe it's 301. We've done 101 directly onto a pan. Tonight we're going to do how to launch the pizza from a pizza peel straight onto a stone. And in this case, I'm actually going to use a steel, a cast iron steel, but same principle. So for those of you who like to launch directly onto the stone, we're gonna go ahead and do that here tonight. We're gonna use a pizza peel. This is my homemade one that my dad made, and he'd be very proud to see this on a YouTube video if he was live. He is not. Old barbecue handle, it got it made. Anyways, you can get pizza peels everywhere. So this is a stainless steel pizza peel. There is some thoughts that wooden peels are probably better to keep the dough from sticking. The dough we have is fairly high water content, and so it's sticky. Stainless steel tends to stick worse than wood. Wood absorbs some of the moisture when you're putting the toppings on, and allows it to go a little more freely. But I'll show you how to do it on this one, nice and loose. And then we will, at some point in the future, maybe I'll get a wooden one. So we'll show you what we're doing here. We're going to go ahead and we've got a couple of things. I have some flour and some semolina, and this is how we prepare the pizza steel itself. You want to have not a ton of flour, because you're not trying to get flour all over your oven, but enough to give a nice dry coating so that the dough doesn't stick. And then secondly, I have semolina, but I have it in a shaker. And again, the semolina acts like little fine grit that keeps the dough from sticking and allows it to slide around, kind of like ball bearings. BakingSteel.com actually has a pretty good video on how this works, the semolina like ball bearings. And so that's kind of how you prep the peel to get it ready, and we will top the dough on there. Now we'll do our standard stretching that we learned in Pizza Dough 101 for 201. There's our dough. It's been sitting out, came out of the freezer about 6 hours ago, so it's nice and loose. It's coming out of the container nice. Onto my flour, just like Pizza Dough Stretching 101. Get it nice and covered. And at this point, remove it from there. Stretch it out as far as we want it to go. Once I have the basic shape and a good piece of the crust made, then I'll take it and I get my hands underneath of it again. Little review. And you see gravity just does the work. It just gets thinner and thinner and thinner. Now I'm going to get I made a little hole there. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and get my pizza peel ready. I didn't go fast enough. And down it goes on the pizza peel. Now I got a couple of holes in my dough, but that's not a big deal. We can pinch those closed. That was because I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the video rather than paying attention. But it's always good to make a few mistakes here to show that, you know, if you make a couple of mistakes, it's really not a big deal. We can always work with this. It's not always pretty, but it always tastes great. And this kind of shows you that even if something like this goes a bit awry, we have a little bit of stickage in there. So I'm going to go ahead and lift this up a little bit, give it a little shake underneath. Do the same thing over here. It's got a little bit of holes, but that's okay. And now when they shake it, you can see it moves nice and freely. So we're not going to mess with this too much more, because once you got a few holes, it should probably move kind of quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and sauce this. lightly top it. This is just going to be a cheese pizza, nothing complicated. This is kind of smaller just because we did have a bit of complication there, so we don't want to stretch it out any further. But you'll see, even when it gets a little bit, screwed up, pizza is still incredible. And you can always save it. And if worse comes to worse, if it's really mucked up, you can put your toppings on, fold it over, and make a calzone. So now that we've done the sauce, take a quick look, see, oh yeah, we're still loose here. We have lots of looseness, so that's good. You want to figure that out before you get your cheese on. We're going to do a little bit of grana padano. We're just going to do a cheese pizza here, something really basic. And I like to stay light on the toppings. If you make it too heavy, put too much stuff on it, you end up with it sticking, you end up with toppings falling off, you end up with dough cooking kind of weird. Very flavorful toppings, but sparse. So lots of flavor, but not tons of bulk. And that's the key to an exceptional pizza. So now, take a look again. Yep, we're good, we're good, we're good. Now, I'm gonna bring you over here where you can see the oven. And I'm gonna show you the move. The move is quite pronounced. You see the dough is still moving, so when you slide it in, you're gonna slide it out very quickly. So you see my my pizza cast iron. And this goes in here, and boom. That's how you launch your dough. We'll close it up, and in a few minutes, we will have ourselves a wicked crispy pie, and I'll post a picture of that too, coming out. How to get it out of the oven. So my oven's only at 550, so it's not going to be super fast. It's been in there for about 3.5 minutes. And I like to turn it around, and you can use the peel to turn it around, or you can use tongs like I did. And we're going to give it about another 2.5 minutes. Okay, the pizza is ready to come out. We got a couple options for pulling the pizza out. We could use the tongs like that I use to spin the pizza around, and you could just pull it off onto a cutting board. But I'll show you the pizza peel version to pull it out, because it's a little more elegant. So, and this is what you're here to see, is the launch of the takeout. So here we go. Pizza's been in here for about 5.5 minutes, and again you're just getting underneath there, and boom, there it is, tasty crispy pie. Onto my cutting board. Cutting board also made by my dad. Custom made pizza peel by Dad. Custom made cutting board. Rest your soul, Pops. That's it. Pizza dough 201 or 301. A little more how to launch off a pizza peel, a little more advanced, but you get a much puffier dough for the most part, and you get a much nicer crust when you go straight on the pizza steel, and it's definitely something that you should learn to master if you want the best pizza result. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more update videos, and we'll start doing some funky topping videos as well.